Okay, this is the scene right here. I just, I'm just like, what? What is happening? Tarluck is bi. Or gay. I didn't know. Okay, short game, but God, what a treat. Such nostalgia overload. Yeah, I finished it. Tack. Years later. Damn. What's up, guys? Vince right here. And yes, I officially finished Tack in the Power of Juju. Now, I don't know about you guys. For those that old enough, you probably might remember this particular IP. It's kind of like been lost for a while. If anything, I forget all the episodes that when it had a TV show. And I kind of was like still, I don't know. I'm not in the research of knowing like if it started as a TV show or not. Maybe it started as a game first. But I do remember the game mostly. Here's the thing. When I think about the GameCube, I always think about stuff like this. Games like these where it really kind of like wow me when I first saw it during my childhood. And I don't remember like where I got lost because the thing is that I never really finished this game when I first played it years ago. And here I am. I finished it and yeah, I kind of have a couple things to say. First off, I feel like the game like there's some scenes that are just missing, some cutscenes that are just like not in the main game. And also I kind of find myself just feeling full awe and nostalgia when it comes down to the platforming because the world that this world is kind of like in, just like the whole, like the vibe it gives. I just gotta say, like it's everything. I was like, this is definitely what I remember because when it comes down to games that brings that magic in terms of certain platformers and stuff like that, yeah, Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper are the main ones, like Jack Daxter. But in the GameCube, and I know there's like a PlayStation version as well, Tack always delivers when it comes down to the world you're in. No matter if it's dark or it's always those things that I'm like, where is this place set in? Is it like in the trees or in the Amazon forest or like I always picture like it's far, far away, close to the Peruvian islands. But this is just a game where I'm like, oh man, I just I never really think about it because a lot of times I'm not that informed in geography in a sense as I am now. But it's just like a whole new universe. A lot of times when I was a kid, like I even thought that this was like taken in space. I never thought of anything of like the Aztec or the Amazonians or anything like that. No, I never really think of that when it comes down to Tax Universe. And I don't even know where it's set in still. Still don't know. What I do feel like what I do know is that it's kind of like set in South America in the Amazon. That's all that it really is giving off that vibe, like native vibe but using like juju being like this voodoo magic or something which goes against like my religious principles, but still I just love it because of the nostalgia. It just brings me back. And yep, the humor is there, has a lot of it. Just corny humor that you kind of expect for games like this. I loved it. I loved it. There were some that were missing, but I still loved it. I enjoyed so much, and I laughed so much with just how this game goes. It's ridiculous. It's also playful, and it's kind of like yeah, predictable in a sense, but it's the nostalgic charm that it gives with that type of humor. I'm like, yep, I remember this. I know where I was when I seen this scene and play, in this level because there's a good amount of things to do. It's not really a long game. It's kind of short. So you're kind of like getting like a bite size of what this world is, but it's a good introduction of, the TAC universe. I'm looking forward to check out the other games, but I know I had to, pretty much finish this one in a sense of just like, fulfilling what I wanted a long time ago. Again, I never finished the game. And there were some levels where I'm like, yeah, there ain't no way I would finish that for sure, okay? But thank goodness I, finished the game, of course. I wish there was like some more background, like who are the enemies, who's these two like sticks and puppets or whatever these things are, like, or just understand where Tak came from. It would be cool to see an origin story of just like Tak, or where does the lady came from, like the green lady. Like I never really got into like who they are or who Locke is or Grandpa or just like the past of it. It would be so cool to really see that. And maybe I'm in the road for that because I'm going to be checking out more games surrounding attacking the power of Juju. And so far, a lot of people, when they talk about this game, it's like it's always been praised. It's always been like good views and not too wrong. I mean, I guarantee you it's not perfect in today's standards, but for me, it is perfect enough that it brought me back into that, like, it's because there's just so many games on the GameCube that I always am curious. I never really seen the full picture, or I just never played them in general, And I'm kind of doing it right now in this current day, and just seeing this compared to other platformers. First off, there's something about it where it's the universe, where it has this Disney effect, or at least old Disney effect, not new Disney. Okay, we don't want to talk about Wish, but just like that old Disney Renaissance, fixed to it, and also mixing it with just good platforming and puzzle mechanics that it just brought it to life. I just enjoy it so much. It's kind of like the reason why I do love 3D platformers, and this is just one of those games. Whenever I think about Tak, I always think about it. Always comes from the idea of me thinking about the GameCube. I honestly just always put those two together. I mean, yeah, sure, there's other games. There's Mario Sunshine, and there's Sonic Heroes, but Tak and the Power of Juju was just something that I truly enjoyed so much for what it gives. Just not only the nostalgia, but the moments that I had with it. I will never forget those moments ever. Knowing that I finished it, it was like it fulfilled it. I mean, the finish, it was short. And I feel like the ending wasn't that much of a finish for me personally. But what the gameplay gives, it's good enough for like what it offers. And it delivered. It truly did. Like this game, and especially the soundtrack, and also there's just something about the atmosphere, the haunting like atmosphere in some of these levels, and also the bright like colors, especially entering the chicken like castle or something, and going to like the dream levels. It's like, man, you can't. There's something about that where you can't get that anymore in any other platformer. I don't know what it is, but it just had that magic, and I enjoyed it. Sure, corny humor here and there. There was some cringeable humor as well. But overall, I enjoyed it. So other than that, yeah, just all 10s from here. It's not perfect for some people. It's maybe not perfect the way I pointed out or something like that. It's perfect for a sense that, what, this is what Tak is. And I love it. Well, and yeah, that's just my short thoughts and reviews of this particular game, if you call it, or retrospect. That's what they call it. Other than that, I'll see you when I see you. We'll never be, and God bless.